to our lecturer, Dr. Kamarul. My name is Nurul Hikmah binti Ruslan with metric number 291448. Today, my group will present about the company that we choose, which are PETRONAS Gas Berhad and Power Root Berhad. I am as a first presenter, we present about main business activity of the company and the current ratio. For PETRONAS Gas Berhad is a gas infrastructure and utility companies in Malaysia. The company was established in 1983 in Kuala Lumpur, and on the September 4, 1995, the company listed on Bursa Malaysia of the main market. The main business activity is about gas processing, gas transportation and gas transmission. For gas processing, the company has 6 gas processing factories in Malaysia with ability to process about 2,000 million standard cubic feet per day of gas. For gas transportation, the company owns the largest natural gas pipeline network in Malaysia with a total length of 2,551 kilometers. And for gas transmission, it's operated from PETRONAS Gas Control Center in Segamat, Johor. And the current pipeline network has the capacity to transport up to 3,500 million cubic feet per day. This is an important and famous company in Malaysia. Next, Power Root Berhad is one of Malaysia's leading beverage manufacturers. Power Root Berhad, previously known as Nature Bioresources Berhad, which was founded on 23 July 1999 in Johor Bahru, Johor. The group was listed on the second board of Bursa Malaysia in 2007 and transferred to the main board in 2010. Power Root's business activity is its coffee segment, which classified into 2 main categories, which are functional coffee and premixed instant white coffee. For functional coffee, is a coffee that is fortified with 2 main rainforest herbs, which are commonly known as Tongkat Ali and Kacip Fatimah. For premix or instant white coffee is a coffee which is sold under the brand Ahwat. Ahwat was launched in 2013 to target the Chinese community not only in Malaysia but in Asia. Next, we turn to the current ratio. PETRONAS Gas Berhad has a current ratio of 3.28. This means that current asset for PETRONAS Gas Berhad value RM3.28 to cover only RM1 of its current liabilities. Power Root Berhad has a current ratio of 4.21. This means that a current asset for Power Root Berhad value RM4.21 to cover every RM1 of its current liabilities. Overall, current ratio for Power Root Berhad more better than PETRONAS Gas Berhad. It indicates that Power Root Berhad had a better ability than PETRONAS Gas Berhad to pay off its short-term liabilities and other account payable by utilizing its current asset. So, to improve current ratio that makes more great, they should be paid off as soon as possible. It would reduce the level of current liabilities and therefore improve the current ratio. So that's all from me, and we continue with the next presenter. Thank you.
My name is Nurfarana binti Abdul Rahman, matrix number 291508. The quick ratio of both companies have a quick ratio more than 1. With a ratio more than 1, the company has adequate working capital to meet its short-term obligations cases they were all due at once within this year. PETRONAS Gas Berhad had a quick ratio 4.22 and Power Root Berhad has a quick ratio 7.11. It means both companies available to settle every RM1 of debt. This shows that discarding profitability or income, Power Root Berhad appears to be in better short-term financial health in respect to being able to meet its short-term debt requirements, since the quick ratio of Power Root Berhad is higher than PETRONAS Gas Berhad. The total asset turnover in the retail business, when the value of the total asset turnover ratio exceeds 2.5, it is considered good. However, for a company, the value of aim for risk between 0.25 and 0.5, these values show that there is no definite measures for all sectors and the ratio can differ across sectors. Total asset turnover of PETRONAS Gas Berhad has 0.29 and Power Root Berhad has 0.09. These values shows that there is no definite measures for all sectors and the ratio can differ across sectors. Ratio comparisons across markedly different industries do not provide a good insight into how well a company is doing. For example, it would be incorrect to compare the ratios of Petronas Gas Berhad to the Power Berhad as they operate in different industries. With the ratio higher than 0.5, we can see that Petronas Gas Berhad operates more efficiently than Power Berhad. This may indicate that Power Berhad is experiencing poor sales or that its fixed assets are not being utilized to their full capacity. A low or bad total asset that a business needs more efficient methods of using this asset. If there are no other means, selling this asset can also be a good idea for Power Berhad.
Assalamualaikum. My name Muhammad Mursal bin Tahir, metric number 294-869. So account receivable turnover. The account receivable turnover for Petronas Gas Berhad was 4.90 times, and the account receivable turnover for Power Berhad was 0.51 times. So the comparison, Petronas Gas Berhad was more efficient in collecting account receivable than Power Berhad. Profit margins on sales for Petronas Gas Berhad was 0.52% or 52%, and profit margins on sales for Power Berhad is 0.94% or 94%. So the comparison is Power Berhad make profit slightly higher than Petronas Gas Berhad. Return on asset. Petronas Gas Berhad had 0.16% of return on asset, and Power Berhad had 0.08% of return on asset. It means Petronas Gas Berhad can produce relatively higher profit since it has a higher return on asset.
Selamat Karin bin Hassan Sa'ri. My metric number is 296233. I will explain about debt to assets ratio. If we look at the bar graph, the Petronas Gas Berhad shows the total liabilities value, which is 0.18, which is to cover every 1 ringgit of its debts. But then Power Berhad shows 0.24 ringgit to cover for every RM1 ringgit for its debts. It's compared that the debt to assets ratio between Petronas Gas Berhad and Power Berhad, which is Petronas Gas Berhad gain lower debt that need to be covered for every 1 ringgit in assets. If we look at the debt to equity ratio, the Petronas Gas Berhad show that 0.22 ringgit need to be covered for every 1 ringgit of its debts. But for the Power Berhad, 0.31 ringgit need to be covered for every 1 ringgit of its debts. For comparisons, the debt to equity ratio between Petronas and Power Berhad, Petronas Berhad is better than Power because the Petronas Berhad gain less debt on the company's balance sheet that need to be covered for every 1 ringgit of its assets. In conclusion, I choose Petronas Gas Berhad because it has better total assets turnover, 0.29 compared to 0.09, debt to assets ratio 0.18 compared to 0.24, debt to equity ratio 0.22 compared to 0.31, account receivable turnover 2.45 compared to 0.51, and also return on assets, which is 0.16 compared to 0.08. Even though Petronas Gas Berhad has lower profit margin on sales 0.57 compared to 0.93, current ratio is 3.28 compared to 4.21, and also quick ratio 4.22 compared to 7.11, but this company still generates profit. And also, Petronas Gas Berhad also managed to pay off its short-term liabilities and other account payables by utilizing its current assets and fully equipped it with exactly enough assets to be instantly liquidated to pay off its current liabilities.